I'm very useful to the team.
I guess, when you're not off somewhere having harrowing visions of your origin. Oh, where did I come from?
Where did I come from, though?
No, you're not hearing me. No one gives a hot
But where did I come from?
Get a journal, Logan.
Hey guys, how's it going? Carmen back with another quick play video for 8-Bit Barbarian. Of course, as I just said, I am Carmen. I am your craptastic host of this shoestring budget of a show. Actually, that's a complete lie. We have absolutely no budget for this show. This is all complete crap. How would you think of that? What'd you think of the new intro, though? Huh? That was pretty shit-tastic, wasn't it? Obviously, actually, no, it's not. It was just something I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this together really quick because I think it might be a little bit better than the original intro title that I had for the earlier episodes. Maybe just wins out by a little bit. But I'm trying to put a little more production value into these episodes. Not that I really need it, but hey, I saw last night that I have a 23rd subscriber now, up to 23 subscribers. You might think that, you guys might think, oh, well, big whoopee fucking do. I get like 1,000 subscribers a day on my channel. That's all well and good. It's because a lot of people are actually trying to make some sort of success out of the YouTube channel. Me, my primary and really only directive with anything I'm doing here is just to entertain. Whether it becomes a huge success or not, doesn't matter to me. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. As long as there is just one person in this vast universe that we call the interwebs that finds anything I do even remotely entertaining, then I'll continue to do it. Because you know what? I have fun doing it. I like going back and playing these older games. But anyway, I think I jumped track here a little bit. I'm actually recording, this is one of the first videos I've done where I'm actually recording the audio post-game recording. And here's the reason for that. The original recording I did for this game was a lot longer because the load screens for this game were just grueling. I mean, I can't remember how much extra dead air I just kind of removed from it that I edited out between the loading screens, but let me tell you, it made a huge difference and it drastically cut down on the time of the video. So I'm actually doing this in post gameplay, so forgive me for that. So I'm going to jump topic quite a bit here because now I don't really have anything to focus on other than just kind of watching this recording of a game that I played a little bit earlier. But anyway, so let's get back on topic here. Street Fighter versus, X-Men versus Street Fighter. This was around the time, I did have this game years ago for the PlayStation, along with Street Fighter Alpha 3. As I explained in the last video, I was just starting to kind of come out of that fighting game phase because I was getting more into role-playing games, action RPGs. I was doing a lot of RTS at the time. I just had other interests, I guess you could say, as it pertains to gaming. Really started playing those Ace Combat games quite a bit. I think Ace Combat 2 really had me just drawn in. I was really into the aerial combat games at that point. So I didn't start playing these crossover games, I want to say, until high school. I think my first real experience with one, other than just kind of like in passing, was for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That was actually one of my favorite games. It was actually one of the titles that I had for the Dreamcast. And I got the Dreamcast on the day it launched on 9/9/99, September 9th, 1999. You guys are like, oh, he's all proud of that. Yeah, actually, I was proud of that. I think I was like one of the few people in that one-horse town in Oxford, Pennsylvania that actually had a Dreamcast. But nah, man, you know what? The Dreamcast was an amazing system. I loved it. I just think maybe, I'm going to save that conversation for another episode. Let's get back on topic here. So, I started getting into the crossover games with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was like, man, this is amazing. I can't believe I've been missing out all this time. And after I really started playing through that game, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go check out some of these other crossover games that I missed out on. The whole SNK vs. Capcom series and Marvel vs. Capcom 1. And this game here, actually, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and just a few others that were out there at the time that I completely missed out on. And I really enjoyed kind of catching up on all that lost gaming. And I was like, man, I was really missing out over the years. The one thing I will really say about these games, especially this one in particular, the animation is amazing. Everything is so smooth, so fluid. The colors are so vibrant. And this is almost like what I was saying yesterday with Street Fighter Alpha 3. But this was at a time when just the animation for these 2D fighters were just phenomenal. And not just the animation, but just how fluid the controls were as well. Everything was so smooth. You could sit here and chain together all these combinations and just keep fighting with, you know, without any moment of hesitation, without any lag, without any apprehension. You could just go. And I will say that these crossover games, especially this one in particular, phenomenal. I mean, as a kid playing the original Street Fighter 2 for the SNES and watching the X-Men cartoon that came on Fox Kids, I would have probably shit my pants if someone was like, hey kid, in a few years there's going to be a game where you can team up Wolverine and Ken from Street Fighter. I would have been like, bullshit! But no, I mean, like, here it is. They did it, and first time I ever played this, my jaw kind of dropped. I kind of regret missing out on all that. Obviously, as you can see through the gameplay, I'm not doing the best that I could. I'm pulling out combos well enough, but I'm having a little bit of trouble here with the other Wolverine that I'm fighting. Actually, I'm kind of getting mixed up, even though I'm like the yellow and brown Wolverine, and I'm fighting the classic kind of like yellow and blue Wolverine. When you get two Wolverines berserker barraging each other across the screen, and you see just nothing but like a storm of claws flying at each other, it can get a little disorienting, so forgive me, as I'm not playing to the best of my ability. But actually, this is the first time I've played this one in a while. Up until this point, I think the last crossover game I played was Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I think it was the Ultimate one. And I got that for the Vita, and my god, that game was amazing. I'm just really impressed with the Vita in general, even though they're not selling quite as many units as I think they had hoped to. I know the sales in the Vita have dropped the last year or so, maybe the last 2 years, but I love mine, and I've gotten a lot of utility out of it and a lot of fun. Hell, being able to pull something out of my pocket and just load up Resident Evil 2 on the go, or Final Fantasy 8 on the go, or just even pop in some Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the go. I love it. But yeah, here we go. So Wolverine versus Wolverine. Like I said, this is all. I played this earlier, so I'm just trying to remember what the hell I was thinking, what I was doing. I know my adrenaline was pumping quite a bit playing this, because, like, you know, in these types of games, especially this one, everything is so fast, and you put it on turbo. But I even played it like with turbo turned off, and it's still pretty damn fast. But when you play it on the turbo mode, man, it's just things are happening everywhere. And the colors are so vibrant, and just everything is just in your face. So sometimes you just kind of feel like you need to have midi-chlorians to really even keep up with, you know, with what's going on. And of course, that is a reference to that, you know, Phantom Menace. You know, is like, oh, he pod races. Only one who is strong with the Force, who has midi-chlorians, can pod race. And that's what I feel like you need to play these sorts of games. You need to have the reflexes of a fucking, like, drunken wombat to be able to play these games. Actually, are wombats really agile? I don't know. Maybe I meant drunken mongoose. I don't know if wombats are all that agile. I don't know if they're all that dexterous. Dexterous. Really depends. I've heard either word. I've heard that word pronounced either way. I've played a lot of D&D in my life. I've heard people say dexterous. I've heard people say dexterous. I've heard people put like a lilt somewhere in between to make them sound more like exotic. Like, yes, I'm quite dexterous. And I'm like, I think you really kind of went overboard with the pronunciation of that word. But either way, I don't know much about wombats. You know, I don't study animal biology or zoology or whatever it is that you would use to study animals. But anyway, this has been another quick play video. I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for watching. Come back. I love you. Hugs and kisses.
How are you different from Ryu? What are your moves?
Okay, fireball, dragon uppercut,
Yeah.
and the hurricane kick.
Yeah, Ryu does it, Ryu does it, and Ryu does it. We got it. People come to see a hurricane kick. We got a guy that does a hurricane kick.
I think people would want to see 2 hurricane kicks.